So I'm now going to record of Lametes Amud Beis, Masech Shabbos, Lametes Amud Beis, and Daf Mem Amud Aleph. Before I begin, I just want to review the conclusion of the previous Amud. If you cook something on Shabbos using fire or anything that was heated by fire, that's an Isser Deraisa. That's why the Mishnah says that if you cook an egg against a pot of hot water which was heated by fire, you're Chayav Achatos. It's an Isser Deraisa. To cook something in direct sunlight is Mutter Afilu L'Katchila. If we have time, later on we'll discuss an interesting aspect of that. To cook something in something which was heated by the sun, so that was a machlokes. The Tanakama and the Mishnah held that you're not allowed to crack an egg on a cloth that was heated in sunlight, because we have a gzeira told us a chama because of told us a eish, and Rabbi Yossi was mater. It is prohibited, the Mishnah said, to put an egg into hot sand or hot dust, but Rabbi Yossi agreed with that. So the reason why the Rabbanan prohibited it, because there was a gzeira, the Rabbanan simply held that told us a chama was osir. Why Rabbi Yossi would agree was a machlokes between Rabba and Rabbi Yosef. Rabba held that it's osir because of atmana, bedavar, bedavar amoisiv hevel. That's what Rabba held. Similarly to the Chachmei Yisrael, who prohibited the people of Tveria to run a cold water pipe through Chamei Tveria, because the cold water pipe is mutman, is enclosed by the hot waters of Chamei Tveria. And Rav Yosef also said that Rav Yossi agreed that you're not allowed to put an egg into hot sand or hot soil, but because of mezes afor memkaima, moving soil, which Rashi held would be a problem of chayrish, and Taisvis held it was a problem of muktzah. But if that's true, then why would Rabbi Yossi, how would Rabbi Yossi understand that the Chachamim in Tveria prohibited running the cold water pipe through Chamei Tveria? The answer is because Rabbi Yossi would have considered that not Toldos Achama but Toldos Ha'esh. And Toldos Ha'esh Rabbi Yossi agrees with. So one more time. Cooking anything using Eish or Toldos Ha'esh is an Issa Deraisa. Cooking anything in the sun is Mutter L'Katchila. Cooking anything with Toldos Achama was a machlokes the Rabbanan and Rabbi Yossi. The Rabbanan are geyser Toldos Achama because of Toldos Ha'esh. And Rabbi Yossi is not geyser. Putting an egg and covering it in hot sand or soil, so the Rabbanan aser it, and Rabbi Yossi would agree that it's aser. According to Rabba, it's aser because of atmana, and according to Rabbi Yosef, it's aser because of mezes afer memkaimai, which is either chayrish or muktzah. The story with Tveria, so l'chayr Rabbi Yossi would agree with it. But why would he agree with it? According to Rabbah, he would agree with it because it's called Atmana. And according to Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yossi would agree with it because he held that it was Toldos Ha'esh. Okay, so now let's start Lametes Amud Aleph at the bottom. Amar Rav Chizda, Mimasa Sha'asa Anshe Tveria, from the story that the Anshe Tveria ran a cold water pipe through a hot water canal. V'asru l'Rabbana, the Rabbana prohibited it, but l'Atmana b'davar amoisiv hevel. So you see, you're not allowed to insulate something with a material that increases heat, even from Friday afternoon, because this pipe was running through from Friday afternoon. Now Ula says something shocking. Amar Ula alocha kanshe Tveria. Ula paskins like the Anshe Tveria that it was mutter, which the Rishonim find shocking. What do you mean? Everybody seemed to agree that it was aser. So one explanation is as follows. Ula held that Rabbi Yossi did not agree with the Chachamim who prohibited the Anshe Tveria. Rabbi Yossi did not hold, like the Gemara explained, Rav Yosef's answer that Chama Tveria is told us Aish. He held it was told us a Chama. And if it's told us a Chama, that's why the Chachamim, who held like the Rabbanon of our Mishnah, prohibited heating water but told us a Chama, because the Yergeizer told us a Chama to told us Aish. But Ula felt that according to Rabbi Yossi, it would have been mutter and should have been mutter, because told us a Chama is mutter, and therefore he paskins that it's mutter. Amalei Rav Nachman told Ula, Kvar Tavrinu Anshe Tveria L'Siloinayu. The people of Tveria already broke the pipe, and everybody agreed to the Chachamim who challenged the Anshe Tveria and said that it was Aser. Masa Shosa Anshe Tveria, the Mishnah said, and the Chachamim told the Anshe Tveria that if the water ran through the pipe on Shabbos, it's water that was heated on Shabbos, and you're not allowed to drink from that hot water, nor are you allowed to bathe with it. The implication is that had the water run through on Erev Shabbos, it would have been mutter. But since the water was heated on Shabbos, it's Aser. So my rechitza, what is this bathing that would have been prohibited? Ilema, if it means rechitza's kol gufay, washing your whole body, so is it elachamen shehuchmu b'Shabbos sudasurin? Is it only hot water that's heated on Shabbos, it's Aser? Hachamen shehuchmu me'erev Shabbos mutarin? And had the water been heated on Friday, would it have been mutter? We find, Vatanya, there's a braysa, chamen shehuchmu me'erev Shabbos. If you have hot water that was heated on Friday, l'mocha roichas ben panav yadav raglav v'loy kol gufay. You can wash your hands, face, and feet, but you can't wash your whole body. So why do they say, since it's hot water heated on Shabbos, you can't bathe your body with it? Even if it would have been heated on Friday, you couldn't have bathed your body with it either. Ela panav yadav raglav. Elamai, they're saying that if it would have been hot, since the water was heated on Shabbos, you can't bathe your face, hands, and feet. But had it been heated Erev Shabbos, then you can bathe your hands, face, and feet. Let's continue. Ema Seifa, then the Mishnah continues, if the heating of the water happened b'yontiv on yontiv, kechamen shuchma b'yontiv, it's like hot water heated on yontiv, basur and berchitza mutar and b'shtiya. You're allowed to drink it because you're allowed to heat water on yontiv for drinking, but you're not allowed to use it for bathing because you can't heat water on yontiv for bathing. So you're not allowed to heat water for bathing on yontiv for your hands, face, and feet. Leimatanan mastama kirbeshamai, but that would be a very strict opinion according to Beishamai. The Tanan, the Mishnah says in Be'ad Daf Chaf Aleph, Beishamai Oimrim lo yecham adam chamin le'raglav. A person cannot heat up water on yontiv even for his feet or his hands or his face. Elam ken ruyan l'shtiya, unless you heated it for drinking. Heating for drinking is allowed, then you can use it for whatever you want. Ubeis Hillel matirin, and Beis Hillel allows you to heat water on yontiv for your hands, face, and feet. So let's make up our minds. If we're talking here about bathing the entire body, then not only is it prohibited if the water was heated on Shabbos, it's prohibited even if the water was heated on Friday. If we're talking about bathing your hands, face, and feet, which if the water was heated on Shabbos, it's Aser, but Erev Shabbos, it's Mutter, but then why is it Aser to bathe your hands, face, and feet if it was heated on Yontif? Beis Hillel says you're allowed to. Amar Ravika Bar Chananya says, L'shtatev ben kol gufo yaskinan. We're talking about showering with the water. So you're not allowed to shower with water that was heated on Shabbos, but you're allowed to shower your body with water that was heated on Erev Shabbos, which is a three-way machlekes. V'haitanu, and it goes according to Rabbi Shimon. Because the Tanya we learned in a braysa, first comes a very strict opinion. Lo yishtatev adam kol gufo ben bechamen and ben betzayin divrei Reb Meir. Reb Meir says you can't shower on Shabbos with hot or cold water, whether the water was heated on Shabbos, of course not, even if the water was heated on Friday, and even with cold water. So Reb Meir is very strict, far to the right. Reb Shimon Mater, Reb Shimon says that you're allowed to wash your body with cold water, and even with hot water, as long as the hot water was heated on Erev Shabbos, you're allowed to shower. So Reb Shimon is to the far left. Reb Yudah is the compromise. He says, B'chamin Aser, you're not allowed to wash your whole body with hot water, even if it was heated Erev Shabbos, but B'tzayin, in a cold shower, mutter is mutter. So therefore, our Mishnah was talking about Reb Shimon, that if the water was heated on Shabbos, then it's Aser to shower with it on Shabbos. But if the water was heated on Friday, then Allah Reb Shimon, you were allowed to shower with it on Shabbos. But on Yontif, if the water is heated on Yontif, you're not allowed to shower your whole body with it, because even though you're allowed to heat water, but you're only allowed to heat water for a davar hashava l'chol nefesh, something that everybody needs, like drinking water. But to shower the whole body is not something that everybody needs every day. Amar Rav Chisda says machlokes, the dispute between Reb Meir to the far right, Reb Shimon to the far left, and Reb Yehuda in the middle is only bekeli, if the water was heated in the utensil, because we're afraid if it was heated in a utensil on Friday, you might come to heat it on a utensil on Shabbos. But if the hot water was heated in an in-ground tub, Me'erev Shabbos it's mutter. And there's far as why, because some of the in-ground pools were heated by springs, and if we hold that the springs are heated bechama, if they're hot springs considered heated by the sun, so we're not geyser heated by the sun, until you might come to boil water on Shabbos. But the story of Anshe Tveria, the water was heated in the ground. And if it's heated in the ground, nevertheless it was prohibited. So the text of Rav Chisda should have been otherwise. Machlokes is bekarka. The dispute is hot water heated in the ground. Aval bekeli, but if the hot water was heated Erev Shabbos in a utensil, Divra HaKoil, even Reb Shimon agrees that it's usher to use it to shower on Shabbos, because I'm afraid the same way you heated it in a utensil Erev Shabbos, you might come to heat it on Shabbos. So, Amar Rabba Bar B'chanan Rabbi Yochanan, halacha Rabbi Yehuda. The halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda, which is the middle of the road shita, that you're allowed to shower on Shabbos with cold water, but not with hot water, even if it was heated on Friday. Amalei Rav Yosef, so Rav Yosef says to Rabba Bar B'chanan, Beferish Shmielach, or Miklal Shmielach. Did you clearly hear from Rabbi Yochanan that the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda, or did you figure it out from something else that Rabbi Yochanan said? My klala, what could have been the other thing that Rabbi Yochanan said from where Rabbi Bar B'chanan may have assumed that the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda? The Amar of Tanchum, Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yanai, Amar Rebbe, and this is Rabbi Yochanan in the middle. Whenever you find one opinion to the right, one opinion to the left, and one is in the middle, halacha kedivrei machriya. The halacha is like the one in the middle, the compromiser. Chutz mikulei mat loniyos, except for the rags. Sha'af al pish Rav Lezer machmer. If you remember, there was a piece of cloth that was less than 3 by 3 tfachim, but bigger than 3 by 3 etzbois. That was step A. Now step B is you used it then for a very unimportant use, for a shmata. So it lost its capacity l'kabel tumah. How quickly can it regain its capacity l'kabel tumah? Sha'af b'isha Rav Lezer machmer. If you remember, Rav Lezer was machmer and said it regains its capacity l'kabel tumah unless you threw it in the garbage. Rabbi Yeshua says it doesn't regain its capacity l'kabel tumah unless you put it back into the box where you have your cloths. Rabbi Kiva was machriya. Rabbi Kiva compromised and said it depends whether afterwards you put it behind the door or you hung it on a hook. So this is a Gemara that we had. Over there, ein halacha kedivra machriya. There, the halacha is not going to be like Rabbi Kiva, the compromiser between Rabbi Lezer and Rabbi Yeshua. Chada, first of all, the Rabbi Kiva's Talmud. Rabbi Kiva is a Talmud of Rabbi Lezer and Rabbi Yeshua, so the Talmud is not going to compromise between his two Rabbeim. V'ayit ha'hader bei Rabbi Kiva legabi Rabbi Yeshua. We found that Rabbi Kiva changed his mind and agreed with Rabbi Yeshua that it never regains its ability l'kabel tumah unless you put it back in the kufsa, in the box where you keep your cloths. And there was a raya from the Mishnah that Rabbi Kiva changed his mind. Rabbi Kiva said, psilas habeged, if there was a piece of cloth, and he said there that it's not mekabel tumah. Why wasn't it mekabel tumah? Because you used it as a shmata, so it's not mekabel tumah unless you put it back in the box. So, B'kitzur, what Rabbi Yochanan said is whenever you have an opinion to the right, an opinion to the left, and one in the middle, you pass like the middle. So what's wrong if Rabbi Bar B'chanan used that as his model, that here between Rabbi Meir, who's very machmer in showering, and Rabbi Shimon is very mekel in showering, will pass like Rabbi Yehuda, who compromises? Because the answer is, Dil mahani mili b'masnisin. But maybe the rule that Rabbi Yochanan said was in Mishnayis, the halach is like the compromiser, avul b'braisa loy. Since the dispute between Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Shimon, and Rabbi Yehuda was in a brisa, maybe Rabbi Yochanan never said the halacha is like the compromiser in a brisa. Amar lei, so Rabbi Bar B'chanan told Rabbi Yosef, I clearly heard from Rabbi Yochanan that the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda, that you can shower in cold water, but not in hot water, even if it was heated Erev Shabbos. Itmer, it was said, Chamen Shuchmu Erev Shabbos, even though we've just decided that it's usher to shower your body with hot water that was heated Erev Shabbos, Rav Amar L'mocha Roiches B'hem Kol Gufay, but Aver. Rav has a leniency. You can't wash your whole body at once, but you can wash your whole body limb by limb. Shmuel says lo yitiru l'irchotz el panav yodav v'raglav. And Shmuel says you can only wash your face, hands, and feet. Meisvei, the Gemara responds with a kasha against Rav. We had a brisa, chamin shuchmu mi'erev Shabbos, that's our case, hot water that was heated on Friday, l'mocha roichatz ben panav yodav v'raglav avaloi kol gufay. The next day on Shabbos, you can wash your face, hands, and feet, but not your body. Tufta de Rav. Rav says you can wash your whole body as long as you do it limb by limb. Amalach Rav, so Rav says, Loi kol gufay bebas achas, ela aver aver. He says you're not allowed to wash your whole body at once, but you can wash limb by limb. But the Brisa says, V'panav yodav v'raglav ktani. But the Brisa says only your face, hands, and feet. Well, ke'ein panav yodav v'raglav. Rav says the Brisa means you can wash your whole body limb by limb, similar to your face, hands, and feet. Toshima will try another proof. We don't allow you to use hot water from Friday only on Shabbos to wash your face, hands, and feet. So Rav is wrong. Rav says you can even wash your whole body. Hochanami, Rav explains, you can only wash similar to hands, face, and feet, but Rav would hold you can wash your whole body limb by limb. But Tanya Kavasa to Shmuel, and the story is over. Chamin shuchma me'erev Shabbos, if the water was heated on Friday, l'machar roichas ben panav yodav v'raglav, on Shabbos you can wash your face, hands, and feet, and here it comes, avaloi gufay, even aver aver. But you can't wash your whole body even limb by limb, vein tzarech laimar chamin shuchma b'yontiv. And especially if you have hot water that was heated on yontiv, you can't wash your whole body, because it's not something which is shavu l'chol nefesh. So Rav has been refuted. Rabba Masni lo lashmaita derav v'hailishna. Rabba had another version of Rav. The Rav said, Chamin she'uchmu mi'erev Shabbos, if the hot water was heated on Friday, l'mochar, amar Rav, Rav says that on Shabbos, roichatz b'hem kol gufay, u'b'shayir ever echad. He can wash his whole body as long as he omits one limb. So not like before where Rav said you can wash your whole body but limb by limb. Here he says you have to leave out one limb. So we asked all the kashas of before. What Bryce said, you can only wash your face, hands, and feet. And Rav answered, you can wash your whole body like hands, face, and feet, but leave out a limb, etc. And finally, Tufta, finally it was refuted because the Bryce says you cannot wash your whole body, only hands, face, and feet. Amar Leir of Yosef, Labai of Yosef said Tabai Rabba, Rabba who quoted Rav, that you can wash your whole body as long as you omit one limb. Mikovich Maita Rav. Did he himself behave like Rav, that on Shabbos he would wash every limb by limb, but leaving out one limb? Amalei lo yadan. Somebody says, I don't know what Rabba did. He says, Mighty boile, why would Rav Yosef wonder what Rabba did? Pshita d'liyavid, d'hoitaisif. For sure he wouldn't have done it, because there was a brisa which refuted what Rav had said, and said you can only do face, hands, and feet, and you can't do any other limbs. Rav Yosef knew that Rabbah had not heard the refutation. The Gemara asks, even if Rabbah hadn't heard the refutation, but Vaday of it for sure, he would have done like Rav. If he hadn't heard the refutation of Rav, for sure he would have done like Rav, because Damar Abaya said, we had this in Perik by Mehmed Likin, Kol Mili Damar Ovid Karav. Rav always did like Rav. Bar Mihanit Las, except for 3 cases, David Kishmuel, where Rabbah did like Shmuel. He paskin matilin mi beged lebeged. You can take tzitzis from beged A to put on beged B. Madlikin miner liner. You're allowed to light from one ner Chanukah to the other because there's no bizui mitzvah. And since hadlaka is a mitzvah, it's not considered. There's no akhushe mitzvah. You're not weakening ner A by taking B from it. And there's no bizui mitzvah either, because since hadlaka is a mitzvah, so you're doing a mitzvah when you take light. So you paskin, you can light one ner Chanukah from the other. The halacha is like Reb Shimon, you can drag a bench as long as you don't intend to make a ridge in the ground. So you see that Rabbah always paskin like Rav. Yeah, but kechumrei de Rav of it. He always paskin like the chumras of Rav. But kekulei de Rav loy of it. I'm not sure he would have been lenient like Rav, even though Rav says you're allowed to wash your whole body as long as you omit one limb. I don't know if he would have been naig like Rav's leniency, even had he not heard the refutation. But certainly had he heard the refutation, for sure he wouldn't have done like Rav. But maybe even if he hadn't heard the refutation, he wouldn't be makel like Rav. So I'm going to break the shir into 2 parts. Now I'm going to upload this. We have a small piece of Gemara with a beautiful Dvar Torah, and that I'll do in part 2.